Students who want to apply to West Point, firstly, they must be an American citizen. Secondly, they must have high academic achievement, around a 4.0 grade average. They must do well on the SATs, score approximately 1,200 points or higher on the 1,600 point scale for math and comprehension, reading comprehension. Additionally, there's a cadet fitness assessment that grades you on 6 points. There's a basketball throw, there's a shuttle run, there's pull-ups, there's sit-ups, push-ups, and there's a 1 mile run. For the basketball throw, the average score is 67 feet. For the pull-ups, the average for males is 9 pull-ups. For the shuttle run, the average score is 9.1 seconds for 2 rounds of a 30-foot shuttle run. For sit-ups, the average score is 72 sit-ups. For push-ups, the average score is 54 push-ups for males. And on the 1 mile run, the average score is 6 minutes and 43 seconds. After a student completes 4 years at West Point and gains their degree in a Bachelor of Science, the students immediately become officers in the United States Army. They will be commissioned as lieutenants in the United States Army, from which they will start their first duty assignment. The West Point admission process starts off with the student going to the West Point website, www.usma.edu, and from there you go to the admissions page. The admissions page has a timeline for application and lists the requirements for a student who's applying. It gives you the requirements for the cadet fitness assessment. It gives you the requirements for the cadet fitness assessment in addition to all the other athletic and academic recommendations for a student wishing to apply to West Point. The application process starts when the student goes to the West Point admissions website and fills out a cadet questionnaire stating that they're interested in becoming a cadet. From there, the West Point admissions team will look at the cadet's qualifications to see if he or she is potentially qualified to become a full cadet. Starting in the summer of their senior year, West Point will review the student's qualifications, and if they qualify with all the basic requirements, then they will be sent a formal application during which the student will enter their SAT scores, their academic achievements, and their extracurricular and leadership qualifications. After a student graduates from West Point, they're immediately commissioned into the U.S. Army as a second lieutenant. During their senior year, there's a process to which the student submits their wish list for Army branch and their wish list for their first posting. The Army takes those into consideration when they try to figure out where to post these new officers, and they try their best to accommodate the students' wish lists when they look at the needs of the Army where they need to post these new officers. Being commissioned as an Army officer from West Point doesn't give you any particular benefits when it comes to promotion. West Point officers, because of the nature and the tradition of West Point, are considered first among a group of officers. West Point officers are considered first within a year group when that year group is being looked at for promotion, but there is no special benefit to being commissioned as a West Point officer. West Point is traditionally considered an engineering school, and thus it offers many engineering degrees as a Bachelor of Science. On top of that, West Point also offers many degrees traditionally considered Bachelors of Arts. West Point is mainly considered an engineering school, and thus there are many opportunities to obtain a Bachelor's of Science in engineering, mechanical, systems, electrical, too much. Cadet life at West Point can get very complex at times. Not only are you studying at a traditional, highly ranked 4-year academic institution where you obtain a Bachelor's of Science in a degree of your choice, your day also involves athletics, academics, and military study. Students find that life can get very rigorous when you try to balance academics, athletics, and military leadership classes. West Point students sometimes find it difficult to maintain the complex cadet life that goes on a daily basis. Not only are they studying for a traditional 4-year degree from a highly rated, primarily engineering school, they also study military strategy through their military science classes, as well as trying to balance academics and physical training into their normal cadet lives. During the course of the 4-year attendance at West Point, students also find it hard to balance the complex mix of being a cadet, as well as maintaining their personal relationships